Hi fellow reefers, I'm Eddie of Eddie's Reef Aquaria. Today's topic, I thought I'd do it on alkalinity, better known as DKH. I did some research and I found out the following, that all of you should be concerned and should really stick to a norm when it comes to alkalinity. Now what I found out is that all the corals and animals, they tend to consume to bring in alkalinity. That's what makes them thrive. That's what makes the corals look beautiful and actually grow. When it comes to testing, if I was to be told, well, what's your favorite test, or what would you test first? Definitely alkalinity, believe it or not. The most important aspect and the most important test that you should do is actually alkalinity. Now, what happens when it comes to alkalinity, you're talking about the carbonates and bicarbonates that are found in the water, plus the acids found also in the water. A proper consumption and a proper amount, dosage of alkalinity will keep a stable pH, which is between 7.8 and 8.3. Now, what happens with alkalinity is that when you decide to test and you decide to target alkalinity, better known as DKH, you should pick a number. Now, the number should be between 8 and 11 DKH. So what they suggest is you pick a number, let's say 8.5, 10, and you target that number. Okay, the rule of thumb, what they say is that you should actually keep that number. Check your DKH, and of course, knowing that corals and animals are going to deplete, they're going to consume the carbonate and bicarbonates, the alkalinity, then of course it's going to go down. And then you have also the factor of corals growing. So you have to keep testing alkalinity and make sure that it's at your target number that you've picked. So when you do that, it starts to go down. That's when you come into the dosing part of all this. You should dose it either with 2 parts, vodka, and other products that they have out there. That's what they actually recommend. Now, if you actually do keep the DKH at a target number, then what that will produce is healthy, beautiful looking corals. They'll thrive and they'll actually grow. Now, there's people that what they do is they don't keep your DKH from 8 to 11. They actually go to 14 DKH. Why? Well, they do that in purpose. They do it to get corals to grow quicker. You see, if your DKH is higher than the norm, and let's say, like I said, 14, your corals will tend to grow faster. Now, saying that and keeping that in mind, it doesn't mean that you should bring it up to 20 or 22 or 19 or 20. That is not safe. It's too much DKH. If you run across that issue, what you should do is start to bring down your DKH by doing water changes, but don't bring it abruptly down in one shot or in a couple of times. Bring it down, bring it like a certain amount, like let's say for 1 month, few weeks, check, and then bring it down onto a safe level, or like I said before, the amount of targeted DKH that you want to keep. And also, one final thing that I want to mention in all this is stability. You should always have a stable aquarium, a stable environment. Now, another thing that you should consider also is in reference to what targeted alkalinity you want to keep and what salt mix are you using. So what you do is you go to the manufacturer's specs when it comes to salt. I happen to use Red Sea Pro, and it's got a certain amount of DKH. Now, you might want a lower one, a little lower one. You want might want a higher one. So what you do is you actually use the salt where you are close to your targeted DKH. And again, don't just skip on dosing, and don't just say, well, I'm going to do a weekly water change, so that's going to be more sufficient. Yeah, your DKH will go up to whatever that salt mix says on the specs. But then if you don't dose, and if you were to do a graph, you'll actually see that your DKH starts to deplete. Deplete, why? Because the corals are consuming your DKH for growth, for health, to thrive. So if you don't dose and if you don't check, you're going to have those swings. And I mean, if you keep softies and LPS, you're fine. You're okay. But if you decide to keep a larger population of SPS, you're going to run into trouble, because those corals, not only do they require a lot of water flow or water current, like the previous video that I shot when it came to water flow and the reefs, but also your DKH. So if you don't have a stable DKH and you don't dose and you just rely on water changes, between those swings, if you decided to buy certain SPS that are very delicate, you're gonna run into problems. So that's basically, in a nutshell, what I wanted to bring up today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the thumbs up. And if you liked the video, you're welcome to subscribe to my channel. You can go ahead and hit the little button, which is the notification button. And if you have your device set on notifications, then every time I upload a video, you'll be able to be notified that Eddie's Reef Aquaria went ahead and uploaded a video. And like I say at the end of all of my videos, happy reefing. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.